Paradox Pokemon. Some of the newest, strongest, and coolest forms to come out in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But they're only found in one area in the end game, Area 0. And starting now, I'm setting out to catch all 7 shiny versions of the futuristic Paradox forms in Pokemon Violet, and I only have 24 hours to do it. Welcome to the finale of Area Locked. What's up? Welcome back to Area Locked, the finale of our massive shiny Pokemon adventure on the channel that has taken us through every single area in the entire game. So far, we've caught over 20 shiny Pokemon, all without any shiny power sandwich boosts, Herba Mysticas, or outbreaks, and today those restrictions are not changing at all. The rules for this challenge, super simple. Find all 7 shiny forms of each of the Paradox Pokemon within 24 hours. And if I fail, I have to surprise trade away every single shiny Pokemon I find in this video. But if I succeed, and I'm really gonna try hard for this, I will give away my favorite shiny Paradox Pokemon of the challenge to one of you guys on my Twitter. So without any hesitation, I started the timer, a 1-day challenge reliant on pretty much nothing but RNG. Was this even a good idea? Well, this episode has some of the luckiest and most soul-crushing moments in the entire Area Locked series, and no spoilers, but you will want to see how this one ends. I started out my journey in Area 0 with a simple level 2 fire encounter sandwich, and just a warning, some of the recipes I used in this video are absolutely atrocious, so apologies for how some of these sandwiches look, but they're also kind of easy to make, so feel free to copy them if you want some easy level 2 Sammies. The first target on my list was the futuristic Volcarona form, Iron Moth, a fire and poison type with a shiny form that doesn't really change much, but it turns its red accents to this super slick gray chrome, and I mean, come on, you know I love the subtle shiny Pokemon changes. I'm a big fan of this one. And what's even better, despite only using a level 2 boost, not a level 3, these things popped up everywhere. That means a much higher chance to get this shiny faster and save some time. Well, unfortunately, the start of this challenge did not go well. In fact, I actually spent multiple hours to start off with absolutely nothing. I started to feel like I was seeing shinies everywhere. The lighting is really weird in Area 0, and I couldn't really tell if my brain was messing up or if it was the lighting. And I mean, I know I've gotten really, really lucky in the beginning of both of my first 2 episodes, but really, I mean, the one episode I have a time limit on, I can't just get a little bit of that luck. Like, it's fine, it's just the beginning. I decided to move my goalposts over to another Paradox Pokemon to spice it up a little. Iron Hands, the future Paradox Hariyama, arguably the most dummy thick of all the Paradox Pokemon. Another subtle shiny change that turns its navy blue head and legs to a chrome, which, I mean, it's alright, but for some reason this one just doesn't mesh with me as well as the Iron Moth did. Not a big fan of this one, but it would be nice to get out of the way quickly. Oh. So it's gonna be one of those days, huh? A wonderful redemption Ol Hands has brought to the Area 0 challenge, the first of the 7 Paradox Pokemon in just over 4 hours. Not bad, but I was really hoping to start off the finale with a bit more of a safety net on time, but I mean, all it takes is one unlucky shiny and this challenge gets really dangerous really fast. I mean, surely that won't happen though, right guys? I definitely don't get horribly unlucky later in this episode and see the entire challenge start falling apart in front of my eye. Oh, and by the way, I already made a mistake this challenge, already. I went for shiny Iron Hands first. And Iron Hands is one of, if not the most widely spread and common Paradox Pokemon in Area 0. Let me explain my issue a bit more by introducing my next shiny Paradox target I decided to go for. Iron Thorns, the rock and electric Paradox form of Tyranitar, a pretty unique looking Pokemon with a pretty drastically different shiny, again going to that bright chrome color. Pretty cool, and thankfully a lot easier to spot than some of the other ones I've tried to hunt so far. But unfortunately, I did not realize just how limited the spawns were of this Pokemon. Similar to Sandy Shocks from Pokemon Scarlet, it can only be found in these tiny rocky outcrop areas. That's it. So from like here to here, and that's it. And now here's where the problem comes in. I tried using a rock encounter sandwich boost to hunt these guys, and it just was not working. I mean, it worked a little, but there were a ton of other rock types in this area spawning too, and like, I don't think I have the time for this in this challenge. Like, there's only a few spawning every reset, and just to hit the rate for this shiny, I need to find over 1,000 of them, and that's assuming I don't get unlucky. Well, I realized my initial mistake. I used a rock type encounter boost and not an electric type encounter boost. And after using an electric sandwich boost, all the pesky rock types disappeared, and out popped Iron Thorns in a much more reasonable number. But there's one other electric type Pokemon that spawns all over the place near these rocky areas. Iron Hands. Yeah, that's actually another shiny Iron Hands, by the way. I wasn't even sure at first, but yep. That is just about the worst shiny Pokemon to find right now in this challenge. It does not help me at all. I already have one, and I don't even really like it. Oh yeah, and I also almost failed this one because I forgot to save beforehand and it used a recoil move at low HP that... No! That would have been embarrassing. Anyway, shiny Iron Hands number 2, baby. Woohoo, yeah. All right, so after a lot of wiggling around this rock area to spawn the Iron Thorns, I think I have found the best strat. So an electric sandwich, definitely the play. Do not use a rock sandwich, but there's also a lot more up here on the top of this cliff than the bottom. So what I ended up doing was just running back and forth from the top of this little rock all the way over to this wall. And it's just far enough to despawn them from the other side. So then I just walk back, jump on the rock, and repeat. Mostly all of them are fresh spawns of Iron Thorns and a new shiny roll. Like seriously, if you just do it correctly and get a little lucky, look how many Iron Thorns can spawn. All right, who thought I'd put a random shiny in that clip? Not today, I'm not that lucky, sorry. Hey, it's me, back at Iron Moth again. Why? Oh, well, you know, just spent another 5 hours with no luck whatsoever at Iron Thorns, so figured why not spice it up? Worked last time, right? And guess what? It did work, again. I barely noticed this gray Iron Moth sitting by this tree, and this was actually a bit harder to tell apart than I expected, but at this point I was so incredibly happy to find this thing. It is such a cool shiny and definitely one of my favorites out of the Paradox forms. Although, honestly, just in general for forms, I think Screamtail might be my #1 favorite Paradox, and I am more and more jealous of Scarlet players every day for their Paradox forms. Anyway, Iron Moth was my second of the 7 Paradox forms, and it had already been nearly like 10 hours. At this rate, I'll barely have 5 Paradox forms by the time the 24 hours is up, and can we not fail the finale of Area Locked, please? Like, the luck is gonna pick back up, right? Guys, this one was bad. I went back to Iron Thorns, which I was already a good amount of hours deep into, and nothing, literally nothing. I was definitely over the shiny rate at this point, and it only got worse. Hours and hours passed with not a single Chrome Tyranitar in sight. That is, until this happened. My absolute worst fear became a reality. I could not believe it. For a split second, it was there. Shiny Iron Thorns, and with good enough focus, I might have been able to stop myself, but I was at this for literally an entire day at this point, and my concentration was beginning to slip, and I got punished for it. Hard. So of course, to salvage any type of positivity from this dreadful moment in my life, I tweeted the clip out for you guys to enjoy and went back to my route, wondering if this would just be the end of the challenge. And if it actually was, what would the comments be like on that video? Man, Nokimon used to be great until he completely bombed that Area Locked finale. You used to be cool back when you were lucky. Now, you're just average. And an idiot. Maybe they were right. Maybe I am an idiot. Would it actually be another 8 hours before another Iron Thorn spawned? No. It'd be about 15 minutes. I don't know if I'll ever be able to truly understand how my luck works, but you know, at this moment, I am not complaining one bit. shiny Iron Thorns that is actually here and not going to disappear, my third shiny Paradox form of the challenge in a total of around 14-ish hours. Things were not looking good, but there was still a chance. I had gotten one of the hardest Paradox shiny hunts out of the way, and my motivation was back. It was time to get some shinies, and I was gonna make sure that they were the ones I actually needed for this challenge. Well, might as well call this series Palmy Locked, because this stupid thing will not stop popping up in every freaking video I post. This is now my third shiny Palmy in this 3-part series, and obviously this does nothing for my Paradox challenge except add to the number of Pokemon I have to trade away if I fail, and actually, honestly, maybe failing isn't so bad. I decided my next Paradox target would be the good old holiday bird himself, Iron Bundle, the ice and water Paradox form of Delibird. And this shiny form, yep, you guessed it, more chrome. Except this one I actually think fits really well with the blue accents. Pretty solid shiny, I like it. Also, this thing's stats are just absolutely insane. This was a glow up and a half for Delibird. I went ahead and started pumping out some water type encounter boost sandwiches and started the first major long-term adventure down in the deeper areas of Area 0. You know, the area with all the crystals that take your glasses off and the Pokemon eternally locked underneath the crystallized ground, destined for nothing but death? Yeah, that area. And these Iron Bundles, well, it was looking pretty promising. They spawned a good amount with only 1 or 2 other Pokemon in between. I mean, the odds were definitely in my favor of my next shiny being an Iron Bundle rather than something like a, I don't know, random Glimmet or... Yeah, cool. Definitely needed another one of those shinies. Well, that's number 6 of the challenge, and that's cool to see. And you know what else is cool to see? Not this shiny Glamora 30 minutes later. Literally the only other Pokemon that isn't an Iron Bundle. Shiny. I don't know what's going on today, but this game is really wanting me to give this challenge up. This is pretty rough. That Glamora crushed my hopes and dreams of getting an Iron Bundle anytime soon. So after my water boost ran out, I went ahead and made this good old Ultra Avocado sandwich for a dark type boost to hunt the one and only Iron Jugulis, the dark and flying type Paradox form of Hydreigon. This Pokemon, I'm gonna be honest, I was a little let down by. I mean, it's cool, but I feel like it could have been cooler. And the shiny form, it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, as usual, right after I switch Paradox targets and complain about them, I get them. This one was literally 5 minutes after giving up on Iron Bundle and at around 14.5 hours into the challenge. Okay, things are looking up a little. As long as something, I don't know, ridiculously unlucky doesn't happen, it should just be smooth sailing from here. Remember how I said earlier I forgot to save before the Iron Hands and almost failed it? Well, I did not forget to save this time. Thank you, Iron Hands, for drilling that back into my memory. I would have probably just cried myself to sleep if I crit one of the few lucky shiny Paradox forms I've gotten so far. And well, that's 4 out of 7, and we are officially over halfway done. And the first area locked box is full. The time isn't looking horrible, but I absolutely cannot afford to get super unlucky or fail a shiny Pokemon again. I just can't. What's up, Birdbot? I'm back. The Iron Bundle hunt was an uneventful one. It felt worse and worse seeing the hours pass, knowing I was basically no closer to finishing than when I started this hunt. I also found myself running into these guys a lot more and starting battles on accident. I don't know, not sure if that's because I was getting tired or what, but wait. That little stinker was there the whole time! This guy might have never spawned if I didn't accidentally battle that bundle, by the way, and now, here he is. Shiny Iron Bundle, Paradox number 5 out of 7, and a pretty sweet one at that. Then I guess I'm just killing everything that I'm touching nowadays. I don't know what's going on. Don't worry, I saved, and we got it in a dive ball to match. No quick ball shinies around these parts. Ugh. By the way, if you throw quick balls at your shinies without matching them first, hey, no judgments, but you might want to take a look at yourself in the mirror tonight and ask yourself, what are you doing? Sorry. Oh, and that Iron Bundle, by the way, check this out. It's marked too. Iron Bundle the Sociable. It's been a while since I've seen a marked shiny, and a marked shiny Paradox Pokemon 2. Only 2 left. Next up, Iron Treads, probably my least favorite of all the Paradox Pokemon. Not really for any reason in particular, but it's just kind of forgettable. Also, the shiny just sucks. Scarlet definitely wins on this one, with shiny Great Tusk being the clear Giga Chad form of Donphan. That's okay though, I was still excited to hunt it. Iron Treads is steel and ground, and the steel encounter sandwich, it took me a few tries, but after finally getting the boost, I found a nice spot on this big rocky area super high up near Zone 4 that has a lot of them. The only real risk here is falling off and losing like 5 minutes of time climbing all the way back up, which I nearly did a few times. I also saw an Iron Treads looking like it was in an emergency situation, and unfortunately I could not get to it fast enough. Rest in peace, Iron Treads. At least you weren't the shiny. Ah, yes, this is what I needed today for my shiny Paradox challenge. A Gibble. Okay, it's kind of cute, So that's what, my 4th, 5th shiny Pokemon I found that are not the Paradox or type I'm searching for. Cool, I guess? What? I start to get bored of running in circles all the time, so I like to take detours just to get me back into focus a bit sometimes, and, well, let's just say changing things up this episode seems to be the theme and way to go. That is the shiny Iron Treads, nowhere near where I was hunting this entire time, with its little silver trunk. Oh, and apparently my game really did not like my Dondozo using Order Up, because after it did, yeah, so I think my Dondozo broke the game because this Iron Treads just stayed invisible the entire battle until it randomly decides to go demon mode and grow the entire size of my screen. We're not gonna talk about that, I guess. Paradox form 6 out of 7, and with around 3 hours left in the challenge, it's gonna be close, but it's doable. And this last Paradox Pokemon, it's probably my favorite shiny Paradox out of every game. But before I hunt for it, I actually have a confession to make. I already have a shiny Iron Valiant. In fact, I caught this thing before I even started my area locked challenge, and in my only Dream Ball too. Honestly, I had actually planned to only catch the remaining 6 Paradox forms I was missing in this finale, but after catching the Iron Treads and seeing that I actually still had some time left, well, I might as well go for another Iron Valiant, right? I mean, it wouldn't be a full challenge if I didn't catch them all this episode. So I actually made the risky call to continue the challenge and potentially throw away a full set of shiny Paradox Pokemon that I had technically already completed. Was it worth it though? Well, you know it's not a Nokimon video without a sprinkle of the craziest luck you've ever seen. I walked into the cave after making a fairy sandwich, the only cave, by the way, that spawns Iron Valiants. And as soon as I took a look around just to see what I was dealing with, that was less than 5 minutes from the click of my Pokeball capturing my Iron Treads to this, including the sandwich and travel time. A borderline instant shiny target. And it happened on what was arguably the best looking shiny of them all. And I made a promise. If I completed this challenge, I would give my favorite shiny Paradox Pokemon to one of you guys on my Twitter. And what better ball to use than the one I'd probably just forget to use anywhere else. If you're interested in being the owner of this lovely, shiny Master Balled Iron Valiant, make sure you follow my Twitter and keep an eye out the next few days for a giveaway tweet. And if you missed it, hey, who knows, maybe there'll be some more soon. I hope you guys enjoyed my ridiculous area locked journey. I had a blast and I'm planning on trying out a lot more challenges in the future, so make sure you're subscribed, and if you have any cool challenge ideas, tell me them in the comments. Oh, and feel free to try this challenge yourself too. It's really fun. Okay, bye.